Hear me? Is this thing on? It's 8 o'clock. Good morning to you. I'm West 2 First Warning meteorologist Eric Burris. This is Coffee Talk on a Saturday morning. We've made it to the weekend. Yes. Yes, we have. And it is absolutely beautiful outside. I hope you're having a great start to your day. Listen, if you're not, we're going to turn that thing around, at least if I can have anything to do with it. There's a shot from our beautiful Tower Cam network. That's a shot over in Lake County. See what's doing over on Lake Dora. It's a lovely start to the day out that direction, but it's not just Lake Dora that's beautiful. It's all of our Tower Cam shots, right? Let me take you to another one. Let me take you over to New Smyrna Beach. I've been watching boats coming and going through the inlet because apparently it's red snapper season. Like 2 days of red snapper fishing. Lots of people have been heading out that direction. To Brevard County we go. Port Canaveral looking great. Melbourne, clear skies. You're looking good. Downtown Orlando, how we doing? Checking in. Oh, man, that's a cool shot. That's a cool shot. Wow. Love that. Love that. Let me head over to Lake Eola. Oh, that's nice. Is Ocala back? I haven't seen. Nope. Cal's not back. Okay. All right. And then the tourist district. Last but not least, the Swan, the Dolphin, the Skyliner looking like a great morning. So I hope you're having a great start to the day, my friends. We're going to make it a great day if it's not. First warning, live Doppler radar scanning, not finding anything, thankfully. In terms of temperatures, yeah, it's a little warm out there. That's to be expected. It's already in the upper 70s. We'll climb to 90 by 11 o'clock, 95 degrees by 3 o'clock this afternoon, and frankly, even by 1 o'clock this afternoon. So it's going to be a toasty one. It's going to be a toasty one indeed. Anne-Marie, good morning to you. How are you? Don, good morning. David Taylor, good morning. Good morning, everybody. What are we doing today? Are we having a good one? Are we making it a good day? What's everybody's plans? I'm going back to the bouncy place for the kids. We've got another party. Although, can I tell you something? It's cool. The kids have a good time. Don't let me forget, I'll have to tell you this really sad story about my little guy that happened last night. It made me sad. Anyway, that's what I got. Joanne, good morning to you. Carla, how are you? Looking good. All right, so that's a look at the day planner forecast. Let's get into the high temperature forecast around Central Florida. 95 in Orlando. It's 95 degrees in Sanford, like 94 degrees for us over in like Claremont and Leesburg. Even at the beaches, notice 93 for Daytona Beach and Melbourne. So it's a hot one. And as a matter of fact, the weekend forecast as a whole is hot. But one thing I want you to notice is that tomorrow we're upping the rain chance a little bit and we're dialing down the high temperature just a little bit. Connie says, I have to cut the grass, then a trip to the Hallmark store. Christmas ornaments come out today. Do they? Is that a thing?
I feel like they've been airing Christmas movies for long enough now.
I mean, it's Christmas in July after all. If that's the case, then maybe we have to do the same. I do know I have to mow the yard at some point. I got some new shrubs put in. The HOA finally allowed it. And so, yeah.
July 15th?
July 15th they come out?
Through the 23rd.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to have to do that myself. Taylor says, trying not to lose my sanity today and not end up on an episode of Snapped. Oh, God. Don't do that. Please don't do that. I'm gonna try and help you out, Taylor. I have a story to share, and I will in a little bit. Jan says, I'm painting my bedroom today. Ooh, that's always a project and a half. I need to mow my yard. That's what I need to do. What were the temps last July on this date? Oh, you can vault. You're asking me to look data up. All right, hold on. Hold on a second. Climo. Almanac data for a day. Today's the 15th of 2022. Today's high temperature last year, 95. Today's forecast this year, 95. Ironic? I don't know. Anyway, it's a hot forecast. That much we know. Let's take a look at Futurecast and dial into the rain chances around Central Florida. All right. here we are, starting off relatively quiet. It's a lovely start to the day. 11, 12 o'clock, starting to see a little bit of rain dialing up. There's 2, 3 o'clock. I think 4 o'clock is going to be when we really start to get that widespread shower and thunderstorm activity around town, right? That's going to be the kind of peak performance of today's rain. And then by 5 o'clock, everything's wanting to work eastbound. Offshore by like 7, 8 o'clock. So at least there's that. At least we've got that working for us. So today's rain coverage sitting at a healthy 50%. But when we look to the next few days, my friends, do notice things are turning around just a little bit. We're going to actually increase that rain coverage the next couple of days. If I can find the dang graphic for it. Here it is. I'm like, where is this thing? So today, 50% coverage of rain. Tomorrow, 60% coverage of rain. Monday and Tuesday, a 70% coverage of rain. We're going to have some stormy stuff the next couple of days. So as long as we're good with that, we're good with that. All right. Heading to the flea market. I wish Sanford one was still there. I was just talking to the wife about that one. She grew up going to the one in Daytona. And I'm like, I used to go to the one in Sanford back in the day. And we both had the same memory from different flea markets. You're too young to remember a flea market. Have you ever been to a flea market?
Yeah.
Oh, you have? Okay. Yeah, you don't remember the Sanford one, though.
No.
Yeah, right. Lemonade. Jeannie and I both remembered having the lemonade as children.
What, like the shaker thing?
Yeah, and it's like fresh squozen.
Yeah.
Yeah. With the pulp.
That was good.
That's so good. Now I can't have sugar. So Chick-fil-A is about my best lemonade. Ann Marsh says my grass is on steroids, not good for small dogs. Yeah, I need to mow at some point. At some point, maybe this afternoon or this evening, I'll do it. Yeah. This is so funny. The text message I get from my wife just randomly. Okay. We're talking about the story that I'll share with you. And she says, on another note, did you do all of the dishes? I could kiss you. Oh, the things we do this time of life. Because, yeah, when I was making the coffee this morning, I wasn't so quiet, but I did all the dishes. Like 0 dark 30 in the morning, and I'm doing dishes, man. So anyway, so that's that. Good times. Stormier pattern for us, but a couple of interesting little tidbits, okay? First off, let's look ahead. Dog days of summer. Now, if you watched WESH 2 News this morning, you would have heard me talk about this. The dog days of summer, and random stock photo cute pooch, but that's okay. Next week is when Central Florida, Orlando, hits the highest average temperature of the year. The highest, and we talked about this on Coffee Talk yesterday, the highest average temperature is 92.2 degrees. That runs from July 20th through the 1st. The reason that we're even talking about this is so that come August 2nd, when it's still hot as Hades, all of our nerddom, we can all go around and say things like, not as hot as it could be, not as hot as it was. The average temperature is going down, and everyone's like, what are you talking about? And you're like, I heard on Coffee Talk that the average high temperature peaks August 1st. By August 2nd, we start the downhill climb. Now, or the downhill drop. It's a slow downhill drop, but it's still downhill. So maybe I'll make a graph just for funsies.
You mean I'll make a graph?
I mean, you'll make a graph. Is there a Dwight Schrute ornament?
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Why do I feel like that's going to be added to our collection this year?
I was just going to say, I have a feeling I'll be spending money at Hallmark later on.
Yeah. I mean, everybody's got to get the Dwight.
Yeah.
Man. Elizabeth says the Ice Age onset. Yeah, little bit by little bit. It's slow, but I feel like that's a graphic that I do every year. That August 2nd, I'm like, hey, we're the hottest time of year is behind us. And every year everybody makes fun of me and I don't care. Now, speaking of behind us, I did this one earlier and Christina cheated. She didn't mean to, but she saw the data. Since June 1st, so meteorological summer, June, July, and August. Okay? Since June 1st, what's the percentage of days? Don't cheat. If you saw in the last half hour of the newscast, don't chime in. But For those that have no idea, for those that did not watch the newscast, tell me, what is the percentage of meteorological summer since June 1st that we've had above average temperatures? And I'm defining it as a degree. So if it's 0.9 above or 0.9 below, that doesn't count. It's got to be 1 degree or higher. What's the percentage of days above average? Jan says, I know. So Jan was watching the newscast this morning. For those that don't know, chime in. Would love to hear. Frankie, good morning, good morning, good morning. Elizabeth, you say 13% has been above average? Okay, what else? Anybody else? Janice says too many. That is also an appropriate, correct response. Nicole says 99%. Not 99. I thought it was 99. I thought it was going to be higher than it was. Did you see the graphic I made? Do you know?
I have a guess, but I didn't really pay attention.
Okay, good. You didn't see the graphic. All right, so what's your guess?
I think it's in the 70s.
You think it's in the 70s? Okay. Jennifer says 75. Terry says 75. Oh, no, not percent days. Oh, it's a lot. Cheryl says 65%. Jeannie says 30%. Karen says 80%. Surprisingly, either y'all saw it or you came in pretty close. I'm a little surprised. All right, the percentage of above average days is 75%. It's like 74.8 or something. But yeah, I'm surprised. Also, that 75% and that warmer than average need to get shifted up. I don't know why that's so low on the graphic. That's making my brain hurt. Taylor says, too high. Yeah, I would agree. No matter what it is, it's too high. But meteorological summer has been 75% warmer than average. And I haven't checked this morning, but I might as well. The perspectives on climate. Are we still running? I haven't even looked yet. Stand by. Are we still running at the hottest year to date? COTHR viewing. Give me a second. I will find the perspective. Past 3 months, year to date. Yeah, we are first warmest on record. So the average high temperature for this year, 85.6. The graphic is not updated, so I'm not going to pop that up. The highest temperature record before this year is 85.4, and that was 1921. So we are still running the hottest year to date on record. Yeah, good times. Brian's asking time frame. When I'm referring to time frame of the temperatures for meteorological summer, it's June 1st through current day. What did I say? Check your graphic. Time frame. What's wrong with it? Oh, yeah, late July. I know. I messed that up. I actually brought it up on TV. I was like, late July with an L. Yes. And then I never went and fixed it. Stand by. I'll fix it right now. Thank you all for reminding me. Late July, not Jate July, even though it's underlined because of the spelling thing. Late July. Okay. There we go. Late July. Late July. All right. Good times. What is tomorrow looking like for rain? I'm supposed to have a graduation picnic for my son. First off, Rebecca, Mazel Tov. That's fun. Let's take a look at Futurecast. Remember, rain chances are going up tomorrow a little bit, so let's dial into this, okay? Sunday. All right, 6 o'clock in the morning, 7 o'clock in the morning. Futurecast is already showing a few showers, trying to dial up in our western areas. That would be a little more active and an earlier start than today, so there's that. Then 8, 9 o'clock, a little bit of rain in our western spots. Lunchtime, wow, look at how much more active that is. Look at that. Showers, thunderstorm, wow, that is quite a bit more active. Yeah. No surprise. So when we look at the overall rain coverage for tomorrow, it is going to be higher. And it's going to want to focus more on our western areas as well. So my brother Frank, by the way, you're not in luck. My brother Frank, who lives in Pinellas County, ish. More so like Sumter Lake, Polk, Marion, even into Brevard and Flagler counties. Oh, well, that's what we're looking at. But it does start the stormy stuff. And then Monday, Bada bing, bada boom. Here's Monday's rain coverage. There we go. Kind of metro area, if you will, which is why that's going at a bit of a higher coverage of rain. Yeah. Oh, I have it as time frame. Did I misspell 2 dang words? Are you kidding me? 2 words on one graphic? No way. Time frame. Holy cannoli. What is wrong with me?
It wasn't me this time.
What's better is that it didn't underline that. F-R-A-M-E. It didn't underline it. So it thinks time frame is a word. Which it's not. Is it? Is everything I knew in the world wrong? All right, anyway, while we're talking about that, let me pop up the 7-day forecast. Time frame. Good gravy. I had to fix one graphic twice. Jeez. All right. Late July was funnier. Yeah, Jate July, yeah. Catherine says, my sister lives in Oldsmar, great area. I love Pinellas County. I always said that if I ever, because it's capitalized, and so what is the computer like? I don't know anything about it. I always said if I ever ended up working in the Tampa market, I would live in Pinellas. But that would put me closer to my brother Frank, which means that noogies would commence again, and that's not really my desire. He hasn't given me a noogie in 20 years. Oh, man. So rain coverage going up for our Sunday, going up for our Monday, and the beginning of the work week does look to be a pretty stormy one. Lots of lightning, rumbles of thunder, all of the fun things. All of the fun things. Good times. Frank says, because this is paradise. Oh, Pinellas is beautiful. I love it. There could be a time frame, Florida. There could be. There could be. Jan says, Eric, you're thinking about your... I am. Although my kids are not. All right, can I share my story about... Let me share parent story number 149. All right, this is a sad one. All right, so go to bed. Everything is gravy. Wake up in the middle of the night to this loud noise, and Jeannie and I are like, whoa, and I hear crying, and I'm like, what is happening right now? And I look, and my eldest son Eric is on the floor next to the bed crying. Dude fell off the bed. Okay. Number one, when I went to bed, there was no Eric other than me in that bed. Number two, I am not awake enough to process what's happening. At least when I hear them running and crying, you know, you hear the feet on the floor, gives you enough time to wake up and be like, all right, something's about to happen. But when you just hear a bang and a cry, you don't have enough time to. So Jeannie's like, what's going on? And I'm like, he fell off the bed. And she's like, who fell off the bed? And I look and it's Eric. And so anyway, so I bring him in and I'm holding him real tight, trying to get him to calm down because, you know, he fell off the bed. And apparently he was there long enough to have been sleeping. So anyway, all right. So I'm holding him. He stops crying. I tell him I love him. I say, all right, it's time to go back to your bed. And he said he's scared. Jeannie's like, he's afraid to go back to his bed. And I'm like, I will walk him back to his bed. So I walk with him. Sweet little guy's like, okay, daddy. And so we go back and I tuck him into his bed. And I give him a kiss. I look at the thermostat near their room and I'm like, it's 11:30. And I'm like, feels like I've been asleep for hours. But I was only asleep for a couple of hours. So anyway, because I think I went to bed at 9 o'clock last night. So anyway, so get him to bed, give him a kiss goodnight. I tell him I love him. He says, I love you too, daddy. Those are the tender moments when his limbic system is not hijacking him and he's a sweetheart, which means I know he's a sweetheart. And once he gets to the point where he can control his limbic system and his limbic response, he'll be great. But anyway, so give him a kiss, settle him down. Okay, go back to bed and I'm good. Wake up this morning, I get ready, I'm doing the dishes, I go to work, I'm here at work, and Jeannie texts me and says, this is a picture of Eric's back. I thought I dreamt him falling off the bed. And I'm like, and I look at this picture, y'all. My sweet boy must have hit his back on either the bed or the nightstand because his back is beat up a little bit. You want to talk about dad guilt now? I had no, because if he ever comes into bed with us, we put him in between us. Not that he's like sleeping in bed with us, but we don't want him falling off of the top of a big bed. You want to talk about dad guilt this morning? And I know Jeannie has mom guilt. That poor kid hurt his little bupkis. His whole his back is scratched like a good, listen, y'all, it's a good scratch. And I walked him back to bed. Like he didn't allude to the fact that he was scratched up terribly. But apparently he woke up crying this morning. I'm like, you want to talk about dad guilt? Elizabeth said kids bounce. Yeah, well, he'll be bouncing around later at a birthday party. But oh my God, Connie following it up. No guilt until you send your daughter to school with a broken foot twice. Oh God, that's bad too, Connie. Ernesto, I'm talking about the story. Connie's response. No guilt until you send your daughter to school with a broken foot twice. But we're parents, we get it. Ernesto's poor little one bopped his head on the concrete this week. Chris, at least you didn't break your child's toe horse playing. That's true. Nikki, he may not have been aware himself if he was asleep when he fell, right? But it doesn't. Oh, and then Jeannie pops in. I didn't know you were going to mention this. It makes me feel so bad, Jeannie. I saw you text me, and so I was wondering if that text was because you're in the room. Oh, man. Granted, they were small fractures, but still. Connie, but you do the best you can. But these little ones, they throw us for loops sometimes. We don't mean anything by it, right? Oh, and I sent my son to school with a broken toe. I feel so bad. And it's like, yeah, in the middle of the night when they come running, because we're upstairs, so, you hear the feet, and every time I hear the feet, Jeannie and I will like slap each other, like, wake up, bro. And by the time that they arrive, we're good to go. But in this case, it was the bang and the pain. Oh, poor guy. So I haven't like been there to hug him. I know mommy's been taking care of him this morning, but my heart sent my daughter to Sky Zone with a broken toe. Whatever Sky Zone is, it sounds like a broken toe. Trampoline park. Oh, poor little one. Anyway, so we've got some showers. We've got some storms. We've got sad little baby boy, little Eric, with his back. Poor guy. All right, there's the forecast. Any other questions before I have to run? Janice says parenting guilt happens. We never treated her broken toe. She discovered it as an adult. No way. That's wicked. What else could they have done other than stent it, right? My son broke both his arms playing with me before bed when he was 8. Oh my God. That's so sad, Patty. I cried more than he did. I feel like that would have been me as well. How much time do we have? 2 minutes. Okay, 2 minutes. Mike, it's a drum corps kind of morning, man. Poor guy fell out of his bed, still trucking through. Walk it off. Oh man, poor little guy. 68 in Belgium. Ooh, now that's not bad. That's not bad. We're heading up to New England this upcoming week. I've got the wedding, and then I've got a weather conference. So we're going to be coffee talking from New England a bit. I'm not going to brag too much about the weather up there. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Chris says our children's hurts hurt us more. It's true. It's true, man. I saw that back, and all I could think of is like, what could I have done to help it? But I couldn't, because I had no idea that he was in the bed. Elizabeth says, hey, my dad was dragging me around on a boogie board behind a four-wheeler and slammed me into a concrete pad. Oh, my God. Hey, I had a four-wheeler. I did some dumb crap on that thing. I just remember watching my brother four-wheel up a hill, and then he fell off of it, and then the four-wheel fell on top of him. Oh, the four-wheeler days. Jeannie says, sign this kid up for therapy now. Not wife Jeannie, the other Jeannie. Oh, man. I didn't believe my eagle eyes fourth grader needed glasses. Oh. I thought she wanted glasses because her friends were getting glasses. Turns out she has 20/20 when her eyes were... Huh?
30.
Oh, 30 seconds? All right. I got to go. Christine, I'm sorry. I can't finish your thing, but we'll do it later. Listen, storms today. We'll be tracking them. In the meantime, be the sunshine in someone else's day. Thank you so much for hanging out. Sorry I have to run. Oh, love to the little guys and gals. Bye.